Today we'll be pressure canning some Cincinnati chili. Some people call it chili mac, 5-way, 4-way, depending on your toppings. It's a pretty awesome chili, man. Its origins probably Greek stew, and there's a simple recipe in this book. Let's check it out. This is a book I picked up a couple of years ago at a used bookstore. New York Times Jewish cookbook. It's got really decent recipes in there. I collect ethnic cookbooks, and this book definitely has some really decent recipes. Let's get to the Cincinnati chili. Okay, here's a rundown on the ingredients. We have 8 pounds of beef, 3 onions. We have a can of San Marzano tomatoes that I'm going to blend, and the one behind it is tomato sauce. You use like 3 bay leaves. I had the whole entire head of garlic. Then we're going to grind up the cinnamon, allspice, cloves, and cumin seed. Use a little bit of chili powder, and then the unsweetened chocolate cocoa powder in the back. And this is super simple. It's great. And let's get started. Okay, the original recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, and we're quadrupling it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm just gonna use this whole stick. 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, which is 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of allspice. So again, all right. Recipe calls for 1/4 cup of chili powder. I think that's too much. This is my wife made this blend. Let's check it out. All right, we'll go that much, and some salt. Recipe calls for 1/2 ounce of unsweetened chocolate. I'm just gonna put some powdered cocoa in here, and that should be fine. The onions chopped up. I put some bacon fat in here instead of oil. I much prefer, I'm not a big fan of oils. That's 8 pounds of ground beef. You just want to keep on getting all the lumps out. You want all this ground beef to be broken apart. It's gonna take a little bit, then we'll add the spices and the tomatoes. Meat's got a lot of water in it. Let this cook for a little bit and then go through it, make sure all the lumps are out, then I'll add the spice and tomatoes. That beef looks pretty good. We're going to add these spices. That's a lot of spices, man. Right, time for me to blend up some of these San Marzano tomatoes. Mason jars instead of the blender. I put this on without the rubber seal. It seems to work best. It doesn't really leak. All right, let's put these tomatoes in here. was going to do 2 cans of tomatoes. I think I might just call it quits right here. And we'll be ready to can this in the flash. I think I'm going to throw a little bit of tomato paste in there. I've made it with and without, but let's do the whole can. I think that's going to be fine. Okay, after a taste test, I think I gotta add a little bit more flavor. This is some 5-spice. And more cinnamon. And brown sugar. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I never made this recipe before, but it's not my favorite. I had a recipe for Empress chili powder in Cincinnati. That was really bomb. This one coming up short. All right, calls for some cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons. We're doing quadruple that, so that looks good. I'm good with that. Let me stir this up real good. Make sure all those ingredients are mixed very well, and then we'll start putting them in jars. All right, let's get some of these jars filled up. Got 11 pints and a little pot for tonight for dinner. So I'm gonna put lids on these and pressure can them. Now I'm gonna let the other one simmer. Hey, so I'm gonna put these puppies in here. Got these venting pretty well here. Let's build these things up, 10 psi, and we'll start the timer. These things are cruising. I'm going to set the timer for 70 minutes. Okay. All right, we're going to take these off the heat and let them cool nice and slow. Let's open up these bad boys. All right, let's let these cool and we'll see how they look. All right, these are looking pretty good. Cincinnati chili is served, for the most part, 3 different ways. The first one is a 3-way, which is spaghetti, it's the chili, and heaping cheese on top. Now, 4-way is usually spaghetti, chili, either onions or beans, and then cheese on top once again. And 5-way, the way I like it, is spaghetti, chili, beans, onions, and I love a ton of cheese on this. This is a very unique chili. It's unlike anything you'll ever have. It's really unique and it's super, super fun, and it's one of my favorite dishes of all time. So I hope you make this, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.